Right, I call this meeting to order. Now the board secretary will call roll. Chair Sutton, Vice Chair Mejia, Secretary Treasurer Yorve,
Here.
Director Angeles,
Present.
Director Kemp,
Here.
Director Rawlings, Director Thrash Untuck. Director Sutton, Rawlings, and Thrash Untuck have been excused. We have a quorum. Great, thank you. Now Jen Flores will present the July 2024 Employees of the Month. Good afternoon, Vice Chair Mejia, members of the board, Ms. Patton, and all who are assembled here today. I am Jen Flores, Board Secretary. In support of LBT's strategic priority of fostering employee engagement, it is my pleasure to acknowledge the Employees of the Month for July 2024. Bus operator Keith Harris has been employed with LBT for 37 years, and this is his second Employee of the Month nomination. He exemplifies our agency's values by ensuring he's always on time when leaving the bus yard and when arriving at bus stops. He also possesses a can-do attitude and is always flexible when taking on extra work. Lastly, Operator Harris's professionalism and courtesy when engaging with customers is very commendable. Mechanic Frank Ortiz has been employed with LBT for 4 years, and this is his first Employee of the Month nomination. Frank is a recent graduate from a vocational mechanic program, and he demonstrates a wealth of knowledge in his daily assignment. Mechanic Ortiz has shown he is a hard worker by ensuring he learns quickly and has been helping handle road calls, which is when mechanics must assess buses on the road. For our staff, we have Laura Orozco. She's our administrative assistant for the Finance and Budget Department. She has been employed with LBT for a year. This is her first Employee of the Month nomination. Her attention to detail, positive attitude, and commitment have significantly enhanced the team's efficiency and achievements. Laura's exceptional dedication to professionalism were particularly evident in her recent leadership of the 9 Elements of High-Performing Transit Training Initiative. It is my pleasure to now present these valuable members of the Long Beach Transit team.
Hi, my name is Keith Harris. I've been with Long Beach Transit for 37.5 years. I'm a motor coach operator. My favorite part of working at Long Beach Transit is working with great co-workers and getting to meet nice people on the line. Yes, I feel very honored to be Employee of the Month at Long Beach Transit. I thank you very much for choosing me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Frank Ortiz. I joined the company 5 years ago. About a year ago, I just became a mechanic from utility. My favorite part about working here is all my coworkers and getting to work with different types of buses, whether it's CNG, electric, hybrids, get a little bit of everything to learn. I'm very happy to be getting Employee of the Month.
My name is Laura Orozco. I am an administrative assistant with the Finance and Budget Department, and I have been at LBT for almost 1.5 years. My favorite part about working at LBT is definitely the team that I work with. The people in the Finance and Budget Department are very dedicated and hardworking, and I'm constantly learning something new from them. But at the same time, they make it very fun and enjoyable to come to work every day. It's a great feeling to be chosen Employee of the Month and recognized for your hard work. I definitely have my department to thank, our leader to thank for their support and encouragement along the way, and definitely all of my fellow ACT members for all of their help.
Thank you to all of the Employees of the Month for being dedicated to connecting communities, moving people, making everyday life better. We appreciate all essential workers, especially our own. Thank you. Great. Thank you so much for your hard work. Are there any public comments in this item? Okay. Seeing none, we will go to a public comment. Oh,
Sorry, Francis.
I wanted to comment on the driver. He's awesome. I've rode with him and I have rode with quite a bit of drivers, but he has just a soul for helping people. And I'm amazed at how the drivers can stay so calm, having to deal with people, jumping lanes, not having signals, and then going through, with skateboards and everything, and having to deal with some of the passengers that behavior is quite concerning. But they are just so calm. I'd be looking like alfalfa. Okay. So my public comment.
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. No
the
problem.
second item.
Okay,
the
good,
following
okay.
item. All right, we will go to item number 4, which is public comment. At this time, I invite members of the public who want to address the board on any matters that does not appear on the agenda and is within the board's jurisdiction. If you have not done so already, please submit a speaker card to the board secretary.
I wanted to acknowledge that we did receive one public comment via email. That public comment has been provided to the board by Wainwright.
Thank you. And then Francis, I know you have a public comment. Yes, this is the item for public comments.
Project I have brought. We're not get too close. Okay. So I want to start off with my dedication. There's a lot of people that are like my village that helped me, and they deserve credit because I did not put this together, all by myself. And so I wanted to, and I also want to acknowledge, first of all, Kenneth McDonald and Lee Berner, Shaka Garbett, Jen Flores, Mommy's Transit Coast operators and security, fantastic security. Mommy's Transit Customer Service and Information Center, I call them quite often. They help me with the schedules and I give recognitions to drivers, and then I have suggestions, things that I witnessed, I'll give to them. Then Dolores Mason, Director of Disabled Resource Center, and she's quite supportive. I'll share with her ideas I have, and she thinks they're fantastic. And also Family Center staff at the Billie Jean King Long Beach Main Library, Tia and Ramon. And they assist me with the computer and scan usage due to the new cognitive and upper extremity challenges. I was there yesterday quite a number of times, and what I have here is a good part of them helping. So, good afternoon. I am Frances Emily Dawson Harris. People with disabilities will never be free from mankind's imprisonment until their inclusion is unlimited, not ordained by mankind's biasness, physical, economical, social barriers, and selfishness. I'm the author of that. Celebrate the anniversary of the July 26, 1990 signing of the Americans with Disability Act, also referred to as the National Disability Independence Day on July 26, 2024. I found that in the calendar for Penn State. I'm a graduate and I go, bravo, going to move from independent all the way to independence. So what a blessing I have to be a voice for people with various disabilities. Now that I have 2 pages of pictures of me, and it took a while to put it together. People had never seen me on my feet. So the first one on the left, I went to Penn State. I was a nursing student. And then I have pictures going through my life and everything. And then I have some fun ones because I'm an identical twin. She would pretend to be me and she'd walk down around the apartment and have my clothes on. I'd go the other way and people were thinking, how are you walking one day and how you walking 1 minute and then going around in a wheelchair. And then I said, oh goodness, Alicia's doing her thing. So enjoy those pictures. If you look at the pictures, I can be a voice for every disability. So I went from a cane crutches walker, manual chair, power chair. Plus I have serious cognitive challenges because I have like 6 areas in my brain where I've had infarctions of my brain. And unfortunately, because the incident occurred, I have more brain involvement. So it takes me a while. Sometimes I go on pause, but I eventually get back. So, and then I also have the visual problem. So I can help out on all these different matters, which is a blessing. So I wanted to say that the provisions of the hard copy, I might doing it already in order, but the provision of the hard copy of the bus schedules is really fantastic for me and a lot of people because I don't do things complicated, a lot of computer and cell phones and all of that. And because they give me the schedules for the routes that I run quite often, then it's a blessing because I don't really have a good sense of direction. They found that out when I was in the rehab center. And so then that way I don't get lost. And then there won't be a need to have an Amber Alert to try to find Francis. So, okay, so now I want to share with on the bus, the sign that's on the bus, I actually created and then the library helped me that has the reserve sign and the priority sign signage and the languaging. There was a team of people that put it together. And so then looking at how the number of people that are disabled that are on the bus and people using different mobility devices and everything, I highly recommend that transit looks towards the number of people that are disabled, maybe from complications from COVID, et cetera, but the children, there are more and more children that are disabled and they're our future, and to help them be able to adjust to the changes in their life would be helpful for them to be able to get on the bus because too often people are sitting on the bus and you'll ask them to move. You can't make them move and then they don't want to move and then you have to ride the next bus. One day I was riding the bus, and it was the third bus it took for me to get on the bus. And then we went to the next bus stop, and there was a lady that had 2 small children and a little boy in a wheelchair. I could tell from my nursing he had serious disabilities, and the driver told her, "You'll have to ride the next bus." And she said, "This is the third bus." And normally I'll get off the bus to help somebody, but I'd come from a moral. So I'm advising the priority seating, a person that can get up, and I can speak, can get up. Ideally have them move in the 2 seats on the side. And to have a priority seating sign, they made a new one that's clear. Move it to the seat beside behind. Okay. Then you have people that are using canes and crutches or visually impaired or even a service animal, they can sit in the row behind. That'll greatly reduce the number of people that use mobility devices that can only sit on the bus. Okay, so I want to make that recommendation. Also, they must ask the person to leave, but you can't make them leave. However, I looked into the federal law, and the federal law says the transit agency can adopt their own policy. I urge transit to adopt your policy for the persons to relocate. However, the only way, probably the way to do it is a disability is a disability. People in wheelchairs and scooters ride for free. Other people on disabilities ride for free. I urge that every person with a disability either doesn't pay a fare, but I urge, and I don't like that idea, that everyone with a disability pay a fare. That's equal opportunity, and I think that'll help straighten out the situation for people to get on the bus. But I was thinking about when I used to cane crutches, walking a manual chair, if I was still using those devices, I would pay. Now I'm in a wheelchair, I don't pay. So please look into it. I have a way of to help out on how the fairs can be done. And, you have a fantastic person, Shaka, that has great experience one-on-one with persons with disabilities that can help out with it. It'll take a while, it won't be done overnight. The other thing, you have 2 articulated buses that have Wi-Fi and a display. They're absolutely fantastic. I rode on them and I go, wow, this is wonderful. Now, however, I did some research. This watch I have on is an EMF watch. It helps protect you from the particulates from radio frequency to protect your body. I have a 2-page thing that tells you different things that affect that cause your blood to change, where you have cell phones, Wi-Fi. I actually have a little square thing like this that's under that I sit on top because I didn't know that the batteries going through my chair could affect me. And I got a friend that has kidney cancer as a result of years in the chair. So look at this EMF thing, and I want to say about you getting it for the drivers. They're long-term on the bus. And then I just think I have everything said. And I believe I have it covered. And I was in a rehab center extended period of time. And I am so excited. I've been trying to get here for 3 months. And I finally made it. And I don't think I left anything out. And if I left anything out, then I'll bring it forward next time I'm here. Thank you
Right.
very much.
Thank you so much, Francis. We appreciate your input and for being a writer. So thank you. All right. Is there any other public comment? Okay, seeing none, we will go to Lisa Patton will be presenting the agency report.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair Mejia, members of the board, and to everyone assembled here today. My name is Lisa Patton, and I am the Executive Director and Vice President of Finance and Budget. I'm here today to present the agency report. The monthly agency report will highlight some of LBT's accomplishments and activities centered around LBT's strategic priorities, which are improve safety and service quality, exercise financial accountability, foster employee engagement, enhance the customer experience, and promote community and industry focus. This month, LBT held a high-impact presentation training for employees. The course focused on structuring an effective presentation that builds credibility and engages the audience, while clearly and persuasively conveying a message. Participants explored the optimum use of voice and gestures to create a lasting impression. They covered a variety of presentation styles ranging from formal speech to a casual meeting, and we're happy to announce that 10 people graduated. So, in July, the Environmental Health and Safety team held numerous safety blitzes. These were events that focused on heat safety for operators, maintenance staff, and administrative staff. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, parts of California are expected to have above normal temperatures this summer. The safety blitzes educated employees on the importance of paying attention to the rise in temperature and heat-related events for the operators were held at the Transit Visitor and Information Center, and events for the maintenance staff were held at LBT 1 and LBT 2 and covered all 3 shifts. In the agency's efforts to promote community and industry focus, staff participated in various community events. To highlight a few of the events listed on the slide, the first one, staff connected with seniors at 2 different senior centers this month with a presentation on LBT services. One presentation was at the Expo Arts Center in Bixby Knolls, and the second was in Paramount. The presentation in Paramount was delivered in Spanish to provide critical information on public transportation options and discounts. The Community Relations team hosted the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council meeting in the Long Beach Transit Corporate Office's training room. The Youth Advisory Council is an 11-member body with youth from across Long Beach ranging from 16 to 26 years of age, with the goal of ensuring authentic youth-led engagement in the design, oversight, and implementation of the city's youth strategic plan. The LBT team partnered with the council to get feedback on proposed wayfinding signage while sharing a broad overview of LBT operations that led to an engaged discussion on public transportation. Next, the staff conducted outreach at LBT's water taxi docks the Friday after Independence Day. Staff engaged with the community, sharing updates on water taxi services and answering questions about Long Beach Transit. Earlier this month, board member Raul Dorbe and board secretary Jen Flores attended the American Public Transportation Association's Transit Board Members and Administrators Seminar in San Jose. After this, Transit Board members and board administrators gather annually for peer exchange, professional development, on board governance, policy development for public transportation agencies. Topics this year included federal transit advocate, transit's economic value, board CEO partnerships, procurements, transit innovation, public and employee security, and workforce and labor relations. At this time, I'd like to call on any of the attendees that would like to share input from their seminar experience.
Well, if Jen won't say anything, I'd be happy to share. Thank you, Lisa. And yes, I did attend the APTA training for board administrators and board members. It was a very busy 3 days. Their presentations and seminars basically for those 3 days, all day. Lisa already mentioned a couple of topics. For example, innovation and tech. I'll add, they cover transit value to our community, effective CEO and board member partnerships, the roles and responsibilities of board members and board administrators and CEOs. And again, security was covered and hiring a robust transit workforce. I thank Long Beach Transit for giving me the opportunity to attend. I will add that, Jen, are you going to say anything or no? Okay, since she's not, I will add that Jen gave a wonderful presentation to the board administrators. She represented Long Beach Transit very well. And on top of everything that we know that she does, it's absolutely unbelievable because I snuck in and I was able to watch her presentation that she does so much work leading up to each board meeting that I don't think the board members here are aware of it. So one day, I hope she has the opportunity to share with you everything that goes into preparing for a board meeting and working with the executive staff. Because I left with my jaw open. I didn't even know that she did all that work. So she's an amazing asset to Long Beach Transit. And I will add that during one of the presentations on the THUD Appropriations Act, our Congressman Robert Garcia was acknowledged and highlighted as a new leader who supports public transportation. And lastly, I will say that practically every public transit agency in the room was so thankful for increased ridership due to Taylor Swift. So that was, not only was it a big deal here in Southern California, but apparently it was a big deal all over the United States because everyone had an increased amount of ridership due to her concerts being in their cities. So with that, thank you. And I look forward to attending many more.
All right. Thank you, Lisa, for that report. Are there any public comments on this item? Sure. Francis, come on down.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can somebody help Francis with her microphone, please? Thank you so much.
Well, I think this might be similar subject, but I wanted to recognize Jen Flores because all the projects I've done, people think that I'm just a genius, but I'm just gifted and have perseverance, and I do have intelligence and just a gift in so many ways. However, I'm not computer savvy, can't do things complicated. So every one of the projects I've had for the long time that Jen's been here, I've had sent to her. And then she's the one that gets printed out and sent. A couple times it's been sent, it's been discombobulated. So it had to be sent again and put back and forth, but she got it to you. So I don't know if it's related to the subject, but I had to put on record how awesome Jen is. And I'm grateful for all your help.
Great. Is there any other public comment? No? All right. Now we move on to the consent calendar. All matters including on the consent calendar are considered routine by the LBT Board of Directors and will be enacted in one motion. There will no be separate discussion on these items unless a member of the Board of Directors or the public request, in which event the matter shall be removed from the consent calendar and considered as a separate item. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Great. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Oh, you're doing a roll call, right? Sorry.
I'll do roll call. I
Okay.
just made it live on the pads, but I'll
Oh,
do roll
okay.
call. Chair Sutton, Vice Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Yorbe,
Aye.
Director Angeles, Director Camp,
Aye.
Director Rawlings, Director Thrash Untook. Director Sutton, Rawlings, and Thrash Untook have been excused.
Great. The motion carries. The consent calendar has been approved. Now moving to a monthly financial report presented by Ashley Lane.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair Mejia, members of the board, Ms. Patton, and to all those who are assembled. My name is Ashley Liang, and I am the treasurer for Long Beach Transit. I am before you today to present the preliminary financial statements for June 2024, which represents the 12th month of the fiscal year as we close out fiscal year 24. These financial statements will now be audited by our independent auditors for final reporting in the annual comprehensive financial report, which will be brought to the board later this year. The first page of the financial report summarizes the agency's total revenue as well as total operating expenses. So what you see on the left will be the monthly data compared to budget, and what you see on the right will be the year-to-date data compared to budget. Under operating revenue, passenger fare revenue at 103% compared to budget for the month and 105% year-to-date. This was primarily led by one-way cash payment led through CAP. Under special events, is at 814% for the month due to 3 Galaxy Express shuttles that were serviced in the month of June. Interest and miscellaneous came in at 350% for the month and 181% year to date, primarily due to higher than anticipated interest income given the favorable interest environment and also the alternative fuel credit. So total operating revenue concluded the month at 149% for the month and 100% year to date. Under subsidy revenue, the federal line at 550% for the month of June is due to a year-end billing catch-up for the one-time federal assistance and is at 100% year to date. Under local subsidies is at 133% for the month of June and 103% for the year as a result of a contract extension with the City of Paramount. The total subsidy revenue is at 181% for the month and 95% year to date. In summary, LBT's total revenue concluded the year at 98% of budget. Now, total operating expenses in aggregate came in at 97% for the month and 98% for the year. Following pages will show the detail of the operating expenses. So the labor category reflects the implementation of the newly reached collective bargaining agreements in fiscal year 2024. Moving down to services, advertising is at 116% for the month due to a timing of end of the year billing by LBT's advertising and marketing agency, but is within budget at 94% for the year. Contract maintenance ended the month of June at 162%, which included LBT2 parking lot paving, LBT2 bus wash maintenance, and AC repairs totaling $8,000. This line item concluded the year at 100% of budget. Employment physicals lying is at 103% over budget for the month due to an increase in pre-employment requirements, but it remains within budget at 99% year to date. Under other, this is where the amortization for lease commissions is captured, where it was previously reflected under depreciation. And June also includes the printing of the previously approved fiscal year 25 budget. Under materials and supplies, fleet parts and supplies continue to struggle with inflation and concluded the year at 116%. And the month of June included expenses for 3 rear carrier assemblies, 2 Ford Triton engines, and battery replacements. And other materials and supplies of 108% for June was primarily due to tracers of $19,000. Now moving down to miscellaneous expenses, under taxes and fees captures the ongoing discussion with the County of LA for the property taxes that were assessed for the corporate office. So General Counsel is continuing to speak directly with county to resolve this issue. Under safety and miscellaneous items, 168% for the month, but 75% year to date was due to timing of invoices received for hearing tests that were administered to operators. LBT's total operating operating expenses concluded the year at 98% of budget. For the balance sheet, the federal receivables line saw an increase to $8.8 million, which reflects the year-end billing of the one-time federal assistance that we saw under subsidy revenue. Under state, it decreased from $6 million to $2.2 million, which reflects the receipt of a $4.4 million outstanding invoice from the state's Transportation Development Act. Under liability, accrued payroll liabilities increased from 6.8 to $8.2 million due to 12 additional days that were accrued in the month of June. This concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to take questions.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Are there any comments from the public? Seeing none, are there any discussion from the board? Sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. And now we'll go to item 8. James Scott will present agenda item 8.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair Mejia, members of the board, Ms. Patton, and to all who are assembled here. My name is James Scott. I am the Executive Director and Vice President of Maintenance and Infrastructure. I am before you today to request the board to authorize the President and CEO to enter into a contract with New Flyer of America Incorporated for the purchase of 30 40-foot low-floor battery electric buses. Long Beach Transit, LBT, operates a diverse fleet of 250 revenue buses comprising of 125 compressed natural gas CNG transit buses, 81 gasoline electric hybrid transit buses, 44 battery electric transit buses, EVs, and expects to deploy in service 5 battery electric commuter coaches in August of 2024. LBT is committed to purchasing zero-emission buses, ZEBs, from 2016 onward and plans to replace all non-ZEBs as they reach the end of their useful life. This decision aligns with LBT's commitment to become a zero-emission transit agency and to improve safety and service quality and enhance customer experience. In February 2024, the Federal Transit Administration, FTA, issued a Dear Colleague letter encouraging recipients to pursue procurement strategies that lower costs and accelerate transit vehicle deliveries, such as state contracts. Under Section 3019 of the Fixing America Surfacing Transportation Act, or the FAST Act, grantees may purchase rolling stock and related equipment from any state procurement contract. State purchasing contracts are subject to federal requirements, including but not limited to full and open competition, no geographic preferences, Buy America, and bus testing, and must include all FDA required clauses and certification, with its purchase order issued under the state contract. After a review of state contracts that offer zero emission buses, LBT found that the state of California offers the best solution to LBT to purchase of the 30 battery electric buses. Of the 4 suppliers approved in the state of California contract, New Flyer of America is currently the only manufacturer taking orders for 40-foot battery electric low floor transit buses. For this procurement, LBT solicited a formal proposal from New Flyer of America based on the state of California contract and negotiated changes to meet LBT's bus configuration, such as communication equipment, passenger seating, head signs, windows, exterior graphics, interior paneling, colors, energy storage capacity, and onboard security video recording. The Federal Transit Administration, FTA, requires every bus manufacturer as a condition to participate in a federal assisted transit vehicle procurement to certify they comply with the FTA's DBE program requirements and goals. LBT has verified New Flyer is an eligible transit vehicle manufacturer, TVM, per the FTA registry. Upon award of this contract, LBT will submit award notification within 30 days of the FTA Office of Civil Rights as required for this contract award. Funds for this procurement have been previously identified and approved in prior years' capital budgets. A combination of federal, state, and local funds will be utilized for this project. Staff is requesting LBT's Board of Directors to authorize the President and CEO to enter into a contract with New Flyer for the purchase of 30 40-foot low floor BEBs at an initial cost of $43,878,785, including sales tax, with a 5% contingency of $2,193,939 for a total authorization amount not to exceed $46,072,724. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve the recommendation?
So move. Second.
Great, thank you. And then the board secretary will do roll call.
Discussion.
Oh, discussion.
Yeah,
Sorry,
public comment.
Sorry. Public comment? Is there any public comment on this? Francis?
Well, as you know, my background's nursing. I don't know too much about buses. However, I want to find out on this particular bus, the low floor, is it gonna have a lift that deploys where it's gonna be straight, not a kink in it? Like some of the buses have had a kink in it. It's been very problematic for people using power wheelchairs to get on and to get off, and a safety issue. Hope you don't mind me asking, but it is a concern. Thank you.
Great, thank you for this. All right, is there any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll go to the board discussion. Go for it.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. So just to follow up on Francis's question, can you talk to us about how ADA compliant these buses are?
Yeah, the buses are ADA compliant. They have a standard wheelchair ramp that deploys out of the front of the door. Very, very similar, if not, practically identical to our New Flyer 35-foot battery electric buses that we just recently put in service.
Okay, I'd like to request that staff take note of the complaints of or notes from the comments about some of the problems that may be experienced with the ramps and ensure that those don't exist with the new contract? And then just a follow-up question. Did we, and I apologize if you said this, but did we do have multiple bids for this contract?
So this was a procurement done off of a state contract. Where, so the state has already done this procurement. So there were, 4 participants on the state contract. Currently, only New Flyer is taking orders. So there were 3 other OEMs on the state contract. And, for other reasons, they are currently not taking orders.
Thank you.
And one of which only had, but one had high floors. I'll correct that. So 2 are not taking orders. One had high floors, which does not meet, our requirement.
Thank you.
Director Nova.
Thank you. James, I'm just curious. Do you have any idea of the delivery of the new buses?
If approved, we have, a slot in production being held. So if approved, the first bus would deliver December of 2025. And a bus would follow probably approximately every, week or so for that.
Okay. And just to piggyback off of Board Member Kemp's question about the bids, when we discussed contracting and procurement, it was made available to us that many manufacturers are not, like you said, are not making buses like they used to. So I think I do believe that you did do a good faith effort in this matter. Thank you.
Any additional comments from the board? All right, seeing none, I'll call for a vote.
Chair Sutton, Vice Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Yorba,
Aye.
Director Angeles.
Aye.
Director Kemp.
Aye.
Director Rawlings. Director Thrash and Took. Director Sutton, Rawlings, and Thrash and Took have been excused.
Great. The motion carries a recommendation to authorize President and CEO to enter into a contract with New Flyer for the purchase of 40 feet low floor BEBs for an initial cost of $43,878,785, including sales tax with a 5% contingency of $2,193,939 for a total authorization amount not to exceed $46,072,724 is approved. And now we will move on to Brennan Spelling, who will be doing agenda item number 9.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair Mejia, members of the board, Ms. Patton, and to all who are assembled here. My name is Brandon Spalding, and I'm the Fleet Maintenance Manager. I am before you today to request the board to authorize the President and CEO to enter into a contract with Complete Coachworks for the refurbishment of 13 New Flyer 60-foot articulated compressed natural gas, or better known as CNG buses. In support of Long Beach Transit's LBT strategic priorities to enhance customer experience and to improve safety and service quality, LBT develops capital projects to refurbish buses at midlife. LBT performs a midlife refurbishment at 6 years and or 250,000 miles on its buses as part of a state of a good repair program. This project aims to refurbish all of LBT's articulated bus fleet, 13 buses in total, The refurbishment project encompasses comprehensive updates, including a new L9N near zero emissions engine, new exterior paint, new wheels, new reupholstered interior seating. These improvements will rejuvenate our buses, ensuring we maintain a like-new look and feel for our customers. LBT issued a request for proposal, RFP, to multiple firms nationwide and received one qualified proposal. The proposal was evaluated based on the following criteria: qualifications of the firm, staffing and project organization, technical solutions and work plan, and cost. The total amount of possible points for the technical evaluation was 70. Pricing made up an additional 30 points for a total of 100 points. Complete Coach Work CCW qualified with a score of 85 points. CCW, located in Riverside, California, was found to be fair and reasonable by LBT's purchasing department. A small business enterprise SBE goal of 5% was established for this project. Complete Coach Works has committed 18.5% of its total contract amount to McRae's Diesel Repair and Body Shop, an SBE certified firm to provide paint and body services. Funds for this project have been identified and approved in a prior year's capital budget. Local and state funds will be utilized for this project. Staff is requesting LBT's Board of Directors to authorize the President and CEO to enter into a contract with Complete Coach Works to refurbish 13 New Flyer 60-foot CNG buses at a cost of $4,125,279, with a 5% contingency of $206,264, for a total authorization amount not to exceed $4,331,543. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Do I hear a motion from the board?
So moved. Second.
Are there any public comments? Seeing none, we'll move to board discussion.
Brandon, thank you. Just two questions. Can I infer from this that these buses have a 12-year life span?
Thank you, Director Arnott, for your question. Yeah, our 12-year lifespan is mandatory based on the FTA,
Right.
but we run our buses, we can go beyond 12 years depending on their condition. So these buses are currently 10 years old and they have an average mileage of around 250,000 miles.
Okay. I asked that question because you said at 6 years and or 250,000 miles. And I'm just wondering if they're 10 years old. So are they 6 years old right now or are they 10 years old right now?
They're 10 years old right now with about a 250,000 mile average.
I see. And how much, and again, I'm sorry if you said it, how much longer after the rehab process will we keep these buses?
It's just based on the total mileage and usage of the bus, but these buses have a tank life because they're CNG buses for 20 years. So we could run these buses in excess, possibly for another 10 years if need be.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Is there any additional discussion from the board? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote.
Chair Sutton, Vice Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Yorve,
Aye.
Director Angeles.
Aye.
Director Kemp.
Aye.
Director Rawlings. Director Thrash and Took. Directors Sutton, Rawlings, and Thrash and Took have been excused.
Great, motion carries. A recommendation to authorize President and CEO to enter into a contract. Complete Coach Works to refurbish 13 new Flyer 60-foot CNG buses at the cost of $4,125,279, with a 5% contingency of $206,264, for a total authorization amount not to exceed $4,331,543 is approved. All right, moving on to Pretty George, who will be presenting agenda item number 10. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Chair Mejia, members of the board, Ms. Patton, and all assembled here. My name is Pretty George. I'm the Executive Director, Vice President of Information Technology. I'm before you today to request the board to authorize the President and CEO to renew our contract with Nth Generation Computing, who is our vendor for our Dark Trace cybersecurity system, which is a system that protects Long Beach Transit's network against cybersecurity threats. Long Beach Transit maintains a diverse digital network comprising of on-premises, virtual, and cloud-based systems. In response to the rising cybersecurity threats, LBT requires a robust solution capable of monitoring network traffic, identifying potential threats, and swiftly mitigating them. Dark Trace harnesses artificial intelligence and machine learning to detect and neutralize emerging threats, preventing potential damage to our network. By automating the threat investigation, it significantly reduces the manual effort required by the LBT staff to mitigate any risk. Dark Trace has been instrumental in bolstering our cybersecurity in the past 3 years. Its advanced threat detection capabilities have significantly enhanced our IT team's ability to preempt and respond to security incidents. By facilitating a proactive threat identification, Dark Trace has decreased the number of incidents that impacts LBT operations. LBT systems and devices that are protected by Dark Trace today are workstations, servers, firewalls, network access switches, wireless access points, and all cloud-based systems. The LBT Purchasing Department issued a investigation of bid, IFB, to multiple firms nationwide and received 3 qualified bids. The lowest bidder was Nth Generation. The 3-year contract includes software licensing, continued system configuration, monitoring, reporting, analytics, training, and support services. Therefore, the staff is recommending LBT's board of directors to authorize the president and CEO to enter into a 3-year agreement with Nth Generation for the renewal of the Dark Trace security system for the amount not to exceed $497,546. This concludes my presentation.
Great, thank you so much, Pretty. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Great. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, any additional comments from the board?
Thank you. Thanks, Pretty. I have a few questions.
Sure.
Can you explain to me, your first sentence under DVE, SBE participation? The goal was not set for this contract due to the unique security capabilities of the specialty solution. What does that mean? Why is it that because it's a unique security capability, due to the unique security capabilities, that goal was not set?
Well, we work with our SBC and our procurement team to make those decisions.
Okay.
So I would have to look at them towards answering that as well. But that is the uniqueness of, it's also an AI-based system that not multiple organizations have today. So there's not a lot of vendors out there that allow us to have AI solution as well.
Okay, okay. So when we discuss cybersecurity, we're talking about LBT systems, correct?
That is correct.
You mentioned on premises. Does that extend to the buses when they're out on routes?
So our bus system actually is on a cellular network right now. So with that being said, we do monitor the buses as soon as they come into our yards. We use a Wi-Fi technology as well when they hit our Wi-Fi. Anything that comes into our yards are immediately reviewed by our teams. But when they're outside the yard, we only use cellular technology.
But all that is encompassed in this cybersecurity systems plan?
Yes, absolutely.
And since, if someone can tell me, are any staff from LBT still working from home today?
Yes, we do have,
Okay.
yes.
Does that does the security plan also cover
Abs-
employees who are working at home
Absolutely.
and connecting to the network?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have secured VPNs in place for everyone.
Okay, and as you know, we have customers that board our buses, and when they tap, or does this system also protect our customers?
So we protect the bus. TAP is provided by Metro as
Correct.
well. So we would rely on Metro services to manage their devices as well. So, but when you're and within our buses, we do not provide Wi-Fi except for the 2 buses that have Wi-Fi currently today as our pilot. And with that pilot, we have ensured cybersecurity was part of that pilot project.
Okay, so when they tap, we're not responsible for any threat with the tap card.
The tap card, I can't handle, I don't manage that device. It's managed by Metro specifically.
Okay. And as part of the plan, I don't know if you mentioned it or not, so I apologize. Will there be training for employees?
Thank you for the question. Yes, we actually do have cybersecurity training for our employees,
Okay.
which launches every quarter now moving forward.
Okay, because we have to do that too when it's required. And will the system also cover any integration with any new systems that may come on board post?
Yes, absolutely. So that is why we look at cloud-based technology, even on-premise. So the system, as we integrate, this system actually is learning, it detects and it responds and says something new has attached to your environment. And therefore it actually either will block it until we decide, yes, we will release it. So even when a new system comes on, or even a new individual touches our environment that hasn't been approved by us, that you would not be able to connect.
And I'm assuming that includes any AI.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Are there any additional comments from the board?
I just have a curiosity, how do we do with the CrowdStrike?
Thank you for the question. We did make sure to tell the board right away that day, we are not a CrowdStrike customer. And any of our vendors that were CrowdStrike, we had complete communication with them immediately. We had 0 downtime because of it.
Any additional comments? All right, seeing none, I'll call for a vote.
Chair Sutton, Vice Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Norvay,
Aye.
Director Angeles,
Aye.
Director Kemp,
Aye.
Director Rawlings, Director Thrashentuk. Directors Sutton, Rawlings, and Thrashentuk have been excused.
Great, thank you so much. The motion carries the recommendation to authorize the president and CEO to enter in a 3-year agreement with NT Generations for the renewal of the Dartrack cyber security system for the amount not to exceed $497,546 is approved. And moving on to agenda item 11, that would be presented by Joanna Bull.
Good afternoon, Vice Chair Mejia, members of the board, Ms. Patton, and to all who are assembled here today. My name is Joanna Bould, and I'm the Manager of Procurement. I am before you today to request the board to approve a procurement policy to authorize the President and CEO to solicit the design build project delivery method using the best value procurement method for construction projects per California Public Contract Code 22160. By way of background, Long Beach Transit has typically used the design bid build method of procuring and completing construction projects. This approach splits the project into 2 phases, design and construction. First, a request for proposals was issued to hire a design team of architects and engineers that prepare a detailed set of plans and specifications. Once complete, LBT issued the design plans and specifications as part of an invitation to bid to the construction community, and the lowest responsible and responsive bidder was awarded the project. Over the past 2 decades, public agencies have increasingly started to shift from the traditional design bid build method to alternative delivery methods, such as design build. Under the design build approach, the design and construction project phases are integrated. Rather than a design team and construction team working separately, they are instead combined into one entity that is responsible for the design and construction of the project. This eliminates the complexities of multiple awards and allows for a single point of responsibility, reducing LBT's risk. During the bid period, LBT would be able to evaluate the design and construction entity using a best value procurement methodology, meaning the agency evaluates multiple factors to determine the overall best value for the project, rather than awarding to the lowest responsible and responsive bidder. These factors may include the design build entity's prior project performance, team expertise, project approach, and other measures of technical capability and cost effectiveness. The design build project delivery method has been proven to allow for faster project completion and reduced costs. In 2018, the Charles Pankow Foundation and the Construction Industry Institute completed a study finding that on average, design build projects were delivered faster and with lower cost than design bid build projects. Based on their study of 212 projects completed over 10 years, on average, design build projects were delivered 102% faster when compared to design bid build projects. The cost per square foot for design build projects is 0.3% less than similar design bid build projects, and the cost growth over the life of the project is 3.8% less, likely due to less change orders. The decision of using the design bid build project delivery method or the design build project delivery method is made on a project by project basis. The traditional design bid build method may still be preferable for some projects. For example, projects that require phased approvals from multiple regulatory bodies may not benefit from the overlapping design and construction phases. Also, projects that are routine or standard or have a prescriptive design that doesn't benefit from innovation. And finally, the market may lack qualified design build expertise for certain types of projects. The design build method may be preferable for complex projects requiring high levels of coordination between the design team and contractor, regarding planning and logistics, or projects with time-sensitive deadlines. Also, if similar projects have been completed as design build, there is a market of vendors with experience in that project delivery method. Under California Public Contract Code Section 22160 through 22169, LBT may procure design build contracts for public works projects in excess of $1 million, given the approval of its governing body. LBT is requesting the board to approve a procurement policy to authorize the president and CEO to solicit the design build project delivery method using the best value procurement method for construction projects. In accordance with LBT policy, all projects greater than $250,000 will be brought to the board for approval. The approval of this request will allow for faster project completion, reduced cost, and improved quality control for projects that use the design build project delivery method. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Joanna. Do I hear a motion to approve the recommendation?
So moved.
Second. All right. Are there any public comments? Seeing none, is there any further discussion on this matter?
I just want to thank you for the additional slides that were not included in the packet. Honestly, I was a little confused by the item. I didn't quite understand it, but with the breakdown on the supplemental information, cleared it up for me. So I appreciate that. Jen, I don't know, every once in a while we have items that are missing slides. So I know it's timing and all the work that you do, that it would be helpful to have them ahead of time whenever possible.
Any additional comments? All right, we'll call for a vote.
Chair Sutton, Vice Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Norbe,
Aye.
Director Angeles,
Aye.
Director Kemp,
Aye.
Director Rawlings, Director Thrash Untook. Directors Sutton, Rawlings, and Thrash Untook have been excused.
Great, the motion carries. The recommendation to approve a procurement policy to authorize president and CEO to solicit a design to build project delivery method using the best value procurement method for construction projects per the California Contract Code 22160 is approved. Moving on to agenda item 12, public comment. At this time, is there any additional public comment?
Yes, Mark Lipman, or Eli Lipman.
Hello? How much time do I have? 3 minutes. Yes, my name is Eli Littman. Use he, they pronouns. I'm the executive director for Move LA. That's LA County. We are a nonprofit advocacy organization established 16 years ago. We built the coalition to pass Measure R and Measure M here in LA County, which funds Long Beach Transit, funds all transit, capital, infrastructure, maintenance, operations. And I'm here today, and one of our board members is one of your board members, Christian Took. And I'm here today because I wanted to introduce myself and talk about the work of our organization. We are building a transit justice movement throughout LA County and throughout the state of California. And we're really excited about it. And one of the things we realize is we don't really talk as much as we should with transit riders. And we don't really talk as much as we should with the transit agencies. We do a lot with LA Metro, but we have so many incredible municipal operators, including Long Beach Transit. And so we are launching SoCal Transit Week in October. It'll run from September 30th to October 6th. It's the same week as America Walks Week Without Driving, which is a national program, and it includes California Clean Air Day, which is October 2nd. Which some transit agencies do as a fare-free day. I don't know if Long Beach Transit is planning to do that or not. But we see this as an opportunity to really celebrate the joy of riding transit and connect people who are passionate about something like maybe their animals with transit, for instance, or love to go to the beach, but might not have considered taking transit and might do it with a couple of other folks. And we want to have our volunteers work on these throughout their region. We also want to work with you and with each agency throughout the region. So we've got Big Blue Bus, Metro, Foothill Transit, UCLA Transportation, and Metrolink all sign up. We would like to include Long Beach Transit. So I don't know if that's a board motion or a conversation with the staff. But we'd like for you to participate. That could look like a ride along. We're going to be meeting with Mayor Richardson in a couple of weeks to do transit. Congressman Garcia is very interested in doing it. We've been trying to coordinate schedules, but we love to do it on that week and include you. Really shows leadership, right? When elected officials, when appointed officials get on transit and ride and show others that it's safe, it's fun, it's comfortable, and it gets you to your destination. I mean, I think that's a big goal, changing the narrative. You've probably read all the articles in the last couple of weeks, months about transit not being safe. And the only way for the media to tell a positive narrative is for us to focus their attention on that narrative. So that's really a big goal for our SoCal Transit Week. We're hoping to make it an annual thing led by Move LA. And we're hoping really our second goal is to build a stronger relationship with transit agencies because y'all are the ones that are moving our riders. We need you as partners. This is a partnership. And so we look for creative solutions. I'm on the Transit Transformation Task Force. Oh, time? Okay. So we work at the state and federal level. So we hope to participate.
Thank you. All right. Is there any additional public comments?
Can I make a comment?
No.
Speaker.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Eli. Can you just leave your information with Jen about this event that you were talking about? Thank you.
Madam Chair, is it okay to ask questions of the?
Yeah, what we can do is, I think that would be perfect for agenda item 13, which is board requests. For
Okay.
us to do that follow-up. Yeah. And any public comments? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to board requests. Do you wanna, Director Kemp?
Oh, I get to be first. I don't know how this works. So I have questions for the speaker. Can I ask those questions now?
What we can do is you can give me a list of those questions and then I'll facilitate that discussion. Yeah, we don't do as Vince said, back and forth at the actual board meeting.
No problem. I'll navigate this. I think I'm nimble enough to navigate this. I appreciate the presentation. I think Transit Week is a fantastic idea. Public Transit Week is a great opportunity for us to showcase all of the great things that we represent. Having worked in public health, I know that Public Health Week was a big thing nationwide. I don't know if this is a nationwide movement, but I think it's something that we should absolutely be involved with. I don't know if that requires a motion, but I definitely would like to see us partner in a material way, meaning I think that it would be useful for us to incorporate our staff with whatever staff efforts you have going on, but also find some way to have some material sponsorship. I know that we don't have huge sponsorship budgets here, or at least I don't think, from my experience with other organizations, that we have huge sponsorship budgets. But I think, just something to show a good faith effort in partnership would be a great start. I definitely support finding ways to get Congressman Garcia, Senator Gonzalez, Mayor Richardson on our buses. I think that's, as you say, a great opportunity to capture the imagination of riders and change the narrative about what's safe and isn't safe. I know that Supervisor Hahn, and as the new chair of Metro, is committed to riding public transit. So it's great to see some of our local elected officials doing the same thing. I know one of our board members is an avid rider. Now that I have my TAP card, I'll get back on the bus for the first time since 1990, 91, Long Beach State. But I just think it's really great, and I appreciate you taking the time to come and tell us about it. I don't know if there's a motion that I should make to ask staff to follow up to find ways to materialize our partnership. And if I can do that at another board meeting, I'm happy to do that, but I think that's a direction we should definitely go in. Thank you.
So I have this down as a board member request. So Ken and I will follow up with you.
Any additional board requests?
No, I just wanted to add to Member Kemp's comments and his request. I'm in support of it, so I hope that we stay in touch with Eli and his organization. I'd be very interested in participating personally and as a member of this board. I support that LBT participates in every opportunity that it can to promote public transit and get our riders from point A to point B 7 days a week. So again, thank you for the presentation, and we'll meet again. Thanks.
Can I ask a follow-up question, Madam Chair? Do we do a fare free day ever for anything?
We did for a fair free day for Rosa Parks Day. And I believe that right now that's the only fair and election. But yes, election days.
Okay, so we have a
I
template
haven't seen
for
her
doing
today.
something like that, if that's something we're so inclined to do. I think that's great.
I'll look into that and I'll see what days we offer.
Thank you.
Alrighty, I completely echo. We should definitely, the sooner the better. I know you said October, right? So it's fast approaching, and I think we have a long list of board requests. If we can get an update on where the rest of the board requests are, that would be really helpful too.
Yes, Ken and I are working on the list.
Awesome. All right. Seeing that there's no more board requests, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Roll call for vote.
Chair Sutton, Vice Chair Mejia,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer Norvay,
Aye.
Director Angeles,
I
Director Camp,
Aye.
Director Rawlings, Director Thrash and Took. Director Sutton, Rawlings, and Thrash and Took have been excused.
Great, the motion carries. The meeting is now adjourned. The next regular meeting will now be held on September 26th, 2024. Thank you, everyone.